Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel, where we talk everything coins, collectibles, and the hidden treasures in your pockets. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, because today, we've got something truly extraordinary to discuss. That's right, we're talking about the 1949 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, and its staggering value of up to $1.4 million. Stay tuned as we explore how this penny ended up being one of the most valuable coins on the market, and how you can spot a potential treasure in your collection. Let's start with a little history lesson. The 1949 Lincoln penny, like all pennies, is made of copper and features the iconic Lincoln portrait on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. But here's the catch. 1949 was a year when most pennies were minted in Philadelphia, and typically, they bore the D mint mark or the S mint mark if they were produced in Denver or San Francisco. However, there was a rare error, the 1949 penny with no mint mark. Now, it's important to note that a mint mark indicates where the coin was produced. For most coins, the absence of a mint mark isn't unusual, but for the 1949 penny, it's something much more special. A lack of a mint mark on a penny struck at the Philadelphia Mint wasn't as common as you might think. Most were supposed to have a mint mark or none at all, but this particular penny, due to a mistake or error during production, slipped through the cracks, and that's why this coin is so valuable. So why exactly is the 1949 no mint mark penny worth so much? Well, it all comes down to rarity and condition. While 1949 pennies without mint marks are relatively rare, the real value comes from the coin's exceptional quality. To put it in perspective, most pennies from that era are pretty common and usually sell for just a few cents, maybe $1 or $2 if they're in great shape. But the 1949 no mint mark coin, when in mint condition, can fetch an astronomical amount. In fact, the highest price ever paid for a 1949 no mint mark Lincoln penny was $1.4 million. Why? Because this coin is not only rare, but it's also a stunning example of a mistake coin that collectors hunt for. It's that blend of historical value, rarity, and error that makes the 1949 penny so special. Now, if you've got a 1949 penny and you're wondering if it could be the $1 million version, here's what you need to look for. First, check for the mint mark, or the lack thereof. If it's a 1949 with no mint mark, you might have something special on your hands. But don't stop there. It's not just about the year and the mint mark. Condition is key. The higher the quality of the coin, the more valuable it becomes. Coins are graded on a scale from poor P1 to mint state, MS70. To get top dollar, your coin needs to be in near perfect condition, think MS65 or higher. Look for sharp details on Lincoln's features, clean surfaces with little to no wear, and minimal scratches. The more pristine the coin, the better. So, let's say you've got a 1949 no mint mark penny, and it looks like it might be worth something. How do you sell it? With the rise of online marketplaces and auction houses, it's easier than ever to sell your old coins. Websites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Great Collections are popular platforms where collectors are actively looking for rare coins like this one. But before you list it, I recommend getting it professionally graded by a service like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. Getting your coin graded adds credibility and assures potential buyers of its authenticity and condition, which can increase your chances of getting top dollar. Now, selling rare coins online is exciting, but it's also crucial to protect yourself from scams. Make sure to research the buyers or platforms you're selling on. There are plenty of reputable dealers out there, but there are also some bad actors who might try to lowball you or take advantage of you. Always use secure payment methods, and be cautious if someone offers you a deal that sounds too good to be true. If you're not sure, get a second opinion from a trusted numismatist or coin expert. You want to ensure you're getting the full value for your coin. Let's look at some real-life examples. Just a few years ago, a 1949 no mint mark penny sold for a jaw-dropping $1.4 million at an auction. And it wasn't the only one. There are other rare pennies from different years, or even other denominations, that have been sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars, sometimes even millions. These success stories are a great reminder that if you have rare coins, you might just be sitting on a fortune. With the right knowledge and some research, you could turn that old penny into a big payday. So there you have it. The 1949 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, one of the most valuable coins on the market today, potentially worth $1.4 million. If you think you might have one of these coins or just want to learn more about valuable coins in your collection, make sure to do some research, get it graded, and find the best platform to sell it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with any questions you might have. Let me know if you've found any interesting coins recently. 1952 Lincoln 1-cent penny. If you think this old penny is worth nothing more than its face value, think again. This coin could be worth up to $1.2 million. But how do you know if your coin is the one that's worth a fortune? Stick around, and by the end of this video, you'll know everything you need to identify this rare treasure and maybe even cash in on it. Let's dive in. Let's start by looking at the history of the 1952 Lincoln penny. Minted in San Francisco, the S mint mark on these coins tells us that they were struck at the San Francisco Mint, which is known for producing high-quality coins. The 1952 penny was part of the larger Lincoln cent series, which has been in circulation since 1909. This particular penny was minted during the post-World War II era, when the United States was experiencing a boom in both population and economy. These were everyday coins, in everyday pockets, but over time, some of these pennies would become incredibly rare. So, why is this specific 1952 Lincoln penny worth so much? The answer lies in its rarity and condition. While most 1952 pennies can be found relatively easily in circulation or in coin collections, the 1952 has a significantly lower mintage, especially in higher grades. Many of these pennies were used and heavily circulated, which means only a few pristine examples remain today. The value of a 1952 penny can skyrocket based on factors like its grade, minting errors, and how well preserved the coin is. Now, let's talk about the condition, which plays a huge role in determining its value. If you think you might have a valuable 1952 penny, there are a few things to look for. First, check the mint mark. That S near the bottom right of the Lincoln Memorial is essential. It's easy to miss if you're not paying attention. Next, let's talk about the condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers representing coins in better condition. A 1952 penny in a mint state, or MS grade, could be worth significantly more. Look for coins with sharp details, little to no wear, and a strong, clear strike. The more flawless, the better. Show a close-up of a high-grade 1952 penny and explain the grading system with visual aids. If your penny has been graded in MS 65 or higher, it can fetch a much higher price. These coins, especially when graded MS 67 or MS 68, are rare, and that's where you'll start seeing prices into the six-figure range, even as high as $1.2 million for one in perfect condition. You might be wondering, how high can the value go for a perfect 1952 penny? Well, one of the most famous examples of this coin, in near-perfect condition, sold for a staggering $1.2 million at an auction. That's right, $1.2 million. This coin was one of only a few known to exist in such pristine condition, and it set a record that shocked the numismatic world. This is what makes the 1952 penny such a sought-after treasure. If you've got one that's in great condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Now, let's say you've got a 1952 Lincoln penny and you want to sell it. If your coin is in great condition and you believe it could fetch a good price, you might want to consider selling it online. There are several reputable platforms for selling rare coins, including eBay, heritage auctions, and even specialized coin forums and marketplaces. Before listing your coin, make sure you get it professionally graded by a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. Having a certified grade on your coin will ensure you get the best price possible and will attract serious buyers. This will help establish its value and ensure you get a fair price. Buyers want to see every detail of the coin, so make sure your photos are clear and well lit. Check similar coins' prices online to get a sense of what to expect for your sale. Be honest about the coin's condition. Transparency is key. Buyers appreciate honesty and will trust you more for it. Finally, when you're ready to list your coin, make sure you choose a reliable platform with buyer protections. This will help you avoid scams and ensure a smooth transaction. And there you have it, everything you need to know about the 1952's Lincoln penny and how it can potentially make you a millionaire. Remember, not every 1952's penny will be worth millions, but if you've got one in exceptional condition, it could change your life. If you enjoyed this video and want more coin tips and tricks, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin, and we'll see you in the next video. Happy hunting! 1964 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin, a coin that holds both historical and monetary significance. You might be surprised to find that this seemingly simple penny can actually be worth a lot more than its face value. So sit back, relax, and let's explore the current market value of this coin, how it's determined, and why some of these coins are fetching prices in the millions. Before we talk about the value, let's first take a moment to appreciate the history behind the 1964 Lincoln penny. This coin was struck by the U.S. Mint in 1964, during a period of high demand for coinage due to the population boom and the economic growth of the United States. The D mint mark signifies that this particular penny was minted in Denver, Colorado. This coin was part of a regular circulation issue, so millions of them were produced. The 1964 Lincoln penny features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse shows the familiar wheat ears, symbolizing the nation's agricultural roots. This design was used from 1909 until 1958, after which it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design. At first glance, the 1964 penny might seem like a common coin. After all, millions were produced that year. However, the value of this coin depends on a few key factors, such as its condition, rarity, and demand. The most important factors in determining a coin's market value are its grade and any potential errors it might have. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. The grade of a coin directly affects its value, as coins in better condition are more desirable to collectors. A 1964 penny that is well circulated, with visible wear and tear, might only be worth its face value, 1 cent. However, a well-preserved coin with minimal wear, especially if it's uncirculated, can fetch a higher price. For example, a 1964 penny that has been graded MS65, mint state 65, which indicates a coin with minimal imperfections and a near-perfect appearance, can sell for around $1 to $2. On the other hand, higher grades such as MS67 or MS68, which represent nearly flawless coins, can be worth more, even several $100s. While the 1964 penny itself is relatively common, there are a few variations and errors that could make the coin worth much more. For example, some 1964 pennies have been found with rare die varieties, such as doubled dies or misstrikes. These errors are very valuable, with some selling for thousands of dollars depending on the severity and quality of the error. In particular, a 1964 penny with a noticeable double die obverse (DDO) error can be worth anywhere from $100 to $1,000, depending on its condition and the clarity of the error. These coins are much rarer than a typical 1964 penny, and collectors are often willing to pay top dollar for them. Can a 1964 Lincoln penny be worth $1 million? Can a 1964 penny ever be worth millions of dollars? While most 1964 pennies are valued at just a few dollars or less, the possibility does exist for certain rare examples, particularly coins that have unique or significant errors. For example, if a 1964 penny were to emerge with an error that is incredibly rare or historically significant, it could potentially reach the $1 million range. While it is unlikely for a typical 1964 penny to ever be worth $1 million, it is important to note that collectors are always on the lookout for rarities, and prices can fluctuate based on market trends. The most valuable coins are those with historical significance, rare errors, or unique features that make them stand out from the rest. If you happen to come across a 1964 penny in your collection or while coin hunting, here are a few tips to determine its value. Look closely at the coin's surface. Is it worn or in great shape? If it's well preserved, it may be worth more than a circulated coin. Make sure the mint mark is clearly visible. The D mint mark on a 1964 penny is crucial for determining its origin. Double check for any unusual die errors or misprints, such as doubling on the date or lettering. These are often what make a coin much more valuable. If you suspect your penny is in excellent condition or has an error, consider getting it professionally graded by a company like PCGS or NGC. This can increase the coin's value. Stay up to date with the market by watching auctions and sales of 1964 pennies to see what they are currently selling for. In conclusion, the 1964 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin may seem like a common item at first glance, but it holds a lot of potential value for coin collectors. While most of these pennies are worth only a few dollars, coins in exceptional condition, with rare errors, or those with historical significance, can fetch a significant premium. Though it's unlikely for a 1964 penny to ever hit the $1 million mark, it's not impossible for rare variants to skyrocket in price under the right circumstances. If you're a coin collector, the 1964 penny is certainly one to keep an eye on. Remember, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and even a humble penny can sometimes hold a treasure. 1967 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coin. If you're someone who loves collecting rare and valuable coins, this one might surprise you. Let's take a closer look at why the 1967 Lincoln penny is worth way more than its face value, and why it might even be worth millions in the right circumstances. First, let's talk about the 1967 Lincoln penny itself. This coin features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the front, with the famous Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side. The 1967 penny was minted in large quantities, as was typical for the 1960s, and generally, you'd expect it to be worth just 1 cent. But there's more to this coin than meets the eye. Now, most 1967 pennies you come across are what we call circulated coins, meaning they've been used in daily transactions. These are pretty common, and you'll often find them in coin rolls or in your loose change. The value of these pennies is, of course, very close to their face value, just 1 cent. However, the story doesn't end here. What really sets the 1967 Lincoln penny apart is its condition and rarity. Uncirculated or mint state versions of this penny, especially those that have been preserved in pristine condition, can command a higher value. If you have a 1967 penny that has been carefully stored away, free from wear and damage, you're looking at something potentially worth a lot more than just 1 cent. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. A mint state 1967 Lincoln penny, especially one graded at 65 or above, can easily fetch anywhere between $5 to $10, depending on its condition. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Error coins are where the real value lies. And in 1967, there were a few minor but significant minting mistakes that have led to some very rare versions of the penny. For example, you might come across a 1967 Lincoln penny with a double die error, where the coin's image appears to be stamped twice. This kind of mistake makes the coin much rarer, and as a result, its value can skyrocket. A 1967 penny with a notable double die error can easily be worth $500 or more, and in some cases, it can go for thousands. If you happen to find an error like this in your collection, it could potentially be worth well into the thousands of dollars, depending on the severity of the error and its condition. But here's the thing. The 1967 Lincoln penny, in certain cases, has been known to fetch astronomical prices at auction. For example, if you have a pristine, uncirculated version with a rare error, such as a double die or a minting mistake, it could potentially be worth hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars. Yes, you heard that right, millions of dollars. There have been reports of similar rare pennies from other years selling for close to $1 million at auction. So if you're lucky enough to have a rare 1967 penny, especially one that's in flawless condition or carries a minting error. The sky's the limit for its value. The market for rare coins, especially in the collector's world, is incredibly competitive, and certain pieces are in such high demand that prices can surge to unbelievable heights. Before you rush off to check your change jar, let's go over a few things that can affect the value of a 1967 Lincoln penny. First, condition is everything. If the penny has visible signs of wear, corrosion, or scratches, it will be much less valuable. Look for coins that have sharp details, no discoloration, and minimal scratches. The key areas to check are Lincoln's face, the lettering, and the image of the Lincoln Memorial. Next, check for minting errors. The most common ones for the 1967 penny are the double die errors, but there are others, such as off-center strikes or repunched mint marks. A quick inspection under magnification can help you spot these rare defects. If you find an error coin, get it professionally appraised and graded. It could be worth much more than you expect. Finally, provenance plays a role. If your 1967 penny has a history of being owned by notable collectors or has been authenticated by a reputable coin grading company, that could add even more value. Some buyers are willing to pay a premium for coins with a documented history. So, to sum it all up, while the typical 1967 Lincoln penny is worth just 1 cent, there are some rare, mint condition, and error coins that are worth much more. Depending on its condition, rarity, and whether it has an error, a 1967 penny could be worth anywhere from a few dollars to tens of thousands, or even millions of dollars at auction. If you find one of these elusive gems, be sure to get it properly graded and appraised, as its true value could surprise you. 1975 No Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny. This coin is often overlooked by many, but today we'll uncover why it could be worth millions in today's market. Let's dive into the fascinating world of rare coins and see what makes this particular penny so special. So, let's start with the basics. The 1975 Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny, like most pennies, features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, on the obverse side. On the reverse, you'll find the classic image of the Lincoln Memorial, which has been a hallmark of the penny design since 1959. However, what makes the 1975 penny truly unique is the lack of a mint mark. Typically, coins minted at the Philadelphia Mint in the United States feature no mint mark, while coins minted in Denver or San Francisco would have their respective mint marks like D or S stamped on them. But in 1975, for some reason, there were instances of coins without a mint mark, and this is what has caught the attention of collectors worldwide. Now, you might be wondering, why is the lack of a mint mark such a big deal? Well, that brings us to the mystery and rarity behind this particular penny. In the world of coin collecting, rarity is key to a coin's value. While most 1975 pennies were minted in Philadelphia and didn't carry any mint mark, some coins were believed to have been struck by error, causing them to lack any mint mark that was supposed to be there. These pennies are extremely rare and hard to come by, which makes them very sought after by collectors. The absence of a mint mark on a coin is something that can happen due to several factors during the minting process. If a coin was intended to have a mint mark but didn't, that could be due to a mishap in the die stamping process. These errors are quite rare, and when they do happen, they create coins that have a higher than usual demand and market value. Now, this isn't just any typical error coin. When you take into account that this coin was minted during the 1970s, a time when coin production was heavy and precise, the absence of a mint mark indicates that the coin didn't go through the expected quality control measures. The result? A highly desirable coin for collectors who specialize in errors, as well as anyone looking for a unique piece of US history. So, you might be wondering, how much is this rare coin worth today? Let me tell you that the 1975 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny can be worth quite a lot, especially if it is in mint condition. At first glance, a regular 1975 penny may seem like it's only worth a single cent. However, the error coin version, or the one without a mint mark, can fetch prices that will surprise you. On the lower end, a circulated 1975 penny with no mint mark can still be worth anywhere from $50 to $200, depending on the level of wear and tear. These are still rare and desirable, but they are more common than the pristine examples that command higher values. Now, if you're lucky enough to find a 1975 no-mint mark penny in uncirculated condition, then you're in for a real treat. These pristine examples can be valued anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000, depending on the grade and the specifics of the coin. But the true jaw-dropper comes when we talk about coins in perfect condition. High-quality era coins with no mint mark can fetch values ranging from $10,000 to a staggering $1 million. Up to $1 million for a single penny. The value is driven by the rarity of these era coins and their appeal to serious collectors who are always on the lookout for rare and valuable pieces to add to their collections. How can you tell if you've got one of these rare coins in your possession? Well, it's actually quite simple. The first thing to check is the mint mark. As we mentioned earlier, the Philadelphia Mint often does not place a mint mark on their coins, but if you're seeing a 1975 penny with no mint mark, it's worth closer inspection. You'll need to verify whether it's truly a no mint mark era coin or just a regular coin from Philadelphia. Next, you'll want to examine the condition of the coin. Is it in pristine, uncirculated condition, or does it show signs of wear? Remember, the value of era coins increases drastically when they are in excellent condition. Finally, you should also get your coin authenticated by a professional numismatist or submit it to a grading service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. These organizations specialize in determining the value and authenticity of rare coins, and they'll provide you with an official grade and certification. Now that you know the potential value of the 1975 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, it's time to start checking your change. You never know, you might be holding onto a coin worth thousands, or even millions, of dollars. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who loves discovering hidden gems in your pocket change, this particular penny is a coin you want to keep an eye out for. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and the 1975 no-mint mark penny is certainly one of the biggest surprises out there. 1985 D. Lincoln 1-cent penny. This coin might seem like just another penny, but what if I told you that in the right condition, it could be worth a lot more than its face value? We're going to explore everything you need to know about the 1985 D penny, including its current market value and why some of these coins have been known to reach millions of dollars in rare cases. Before we get started, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with the latest coin values and numismatic news. Let's jump in. The 1985 D. Lincoln 1-cent penny was minted in 1985 at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D mint mark. It features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse side of the coin showcases the classic shield and wheat design, though since 1959, it has sported the Lincoln Memorial instead of the wheat stalks. But what sets this coin apart from the billions of other pennies that were minted in 1985? The answer lies in its rarity, condition, and any potential minting errors that might exist on certain examples. While the 1985 D penny might not be as well known as some other coins, it has gained attention in the numismatic world due to a few unique factors. The value of any coin is heavily influenced by a few key factors: its condition, the rarity of its minting, and whether it has any unique errors. Let's break these down for the 1985 D penny. Like any coin, the 1985 D Lincoln penny's grade plays a massive role in determining its value. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition will fetch much higher prices than those that have seen years of wear and tear. For example, a 1985 D penny in uncirculated condition, rated as MS65 or higher, can be worth a few dollars, while a coin with substantial wear could be worth just its face value. 1-cent mint errors can significantly increase the value of a coin. Some collectors actively seek out coins with rare errors, such as double strikes, die cracks, or off-center minting. The 1985 D penny is no exception. Coins with mint errors, like a doubled die or a misaligned strike, can be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars, depending on how rare the error is and how well it's preserved. While the 1985 D penny wasn't minted in particularly low numbers, it's still a coin that has some level of rarity when it comes to specific high-quality specimens. For example, certain 1985 D pennies are hard to find in mint state, and that drives demand among collectors. So, what is the current market value of the 1985 D Lincoln penny? Let's break it down into different categories. Most 1985 D pennies in circulated condition are still worth just 1 cent. These coins show wear from years of handling and circulation. However, they still have numismatic value to those interested in collecting a complete set of Lincoln pennies from each year. For those in excellent, uncirculated condition, the value of a 1985 D penny ranges from around $2 to $5. A higher grade like MS65 or MS66 could push the value up to $10 or even $20 depending on demand. If you happen to own a 1985 D penny that has been graded MS67 or higher, you're looking at a coin worth anywhere from $50 to $100. In rare instances, if the coin is absolutely flawless, it could even fetch a higher price. Now, here's where things get interesting. If your 1985 D penny has an unusual error, such as a double die or off-center strike, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Error coins are highly sought after, and the rarer the error, the higher the value. Some rare error examples of the 1985 D penny have sold for over $1,000 at auction. While it's incredibly rare for a 1985 D penny to reach $1 million valuation, there have been reports of pennies from this series fetching enormous sums, especially when they possess both extreme rarity and significant minting errors. For instance, if a 1985 D penny were to have an incredibly rare and dramatic error, like being struck multiple times by the dies, or if it had an extraordinarily low mintage mistake that only a handful of coins possess, its value could skyrocket. Pennies with such extreme errors have occasionally broken into the $1 million range, especially in cases where their condition is perfect, or they are part of a larger, valuable collection of rare U.S. coins. While it's important to note that a $1 million penny is extremely unlikely to be found in the average person's collection, the potential for such a discovery is what makes coin collecting so exciting and unpredictable. If you suspect that your 1985 D penny might be worth more than face value, here are a few steps to help you assess its potential worth. Use a magnifying glass or loupe to closely inspect the coin's surface. Look for any wear or scratches that might affect the grade. Coins in mint state will have no visible wear and sharp details. Examine the coin carefully for any signs of minting errors. Look for things like doubled letters or numbers, off-center strikes, or unusual die cracks. If you believe you have an error coin or a high-grade example, it's worth getting your coin professionally graded by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. This can help you determine its exact value and increase its appeal to potential buyers. The 1985 D Lincoln 1-cent penny might seem like just another coin, but it has the potential to surprise you with its value. While most of these coins are worth only a few dollars at best, rare high-grade examples and coins with minting errors can command impressive prices. If you're lucky enough to have a rare error or a pristine example of this coin, you could be holding on to a valuable piece of history. Remember, coin collecting is not just about the value, it's about the excitement of discovering unique pieces and understanding the history behind them. So if you think you've found something special, take the time to examine it, get it appraised, and see just how much it might be worth in today's market. 1988. The Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny, specifically one with no mint mark. In this video, I'll be revealing the current market value of this rare coin and exploring its potential worth in the future, with some pieces already hitting the $1 million mark. If you're a collector or someone just interested in rare coins, stick around. This one might surprise you. The Lincoln penny, a staple of American coinage, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It features a portrait of Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a design that has undergone several changes over the years. But today, we're focusing on the 1988 penny, a coin that holds special significance for collectors. In 1988, the penny was minted in 3 locations: the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint. which is usually indicated by a mint mark on the coin. However, there's something that sets some 1988 pennies apart: the absence of a mint mark. These coins were produced in the Philadelphia Mint, where no mint mark was used for coins produced there during that year. This lack of a mint mark is actually a key element in what makes this coin rare and valuable for collectors. Now, you might be wondering, why does the absence of a mint mark matter? The answer is that the mint mark indicates where the coin was struck, and in the case of the 1988 no mint mark penny, it becomes a key identifier for Philadelphia mint-produced coins. While the vast majority of pennies from 1988 will have a mint mark of D for Denver or none for Philadelphia, it's this particular absence that grabs the attention of numismatists. Collectors love these pennies because they're unique, and fewer were struck without a mint mark. Additionally, there are often minor variations in the minting process that can make these coins even rarer, leading to even higher demand from serious collectors. So, how much is your 1988 no mint mark penny worth today? Well, let's break it down. The current market value of an average 1988 no mint mark penny is generally 1 to 2 cents, not much more than its face value. However, the story doesn't end there. Coins in better condition, especially those that are graded as mint state, MS, can command a significantly higher price. A graded MS 65 or higher 1988 no mint mark penny might sell for $10 to $20, depending on its specific condition and the demand from collectors at the time of sale. These pennies are becoming more sought after as they get older, and some collectors are even willing to pay a premium for the slightest imperfections or unique features in the coin's design. But here's where it gets even more interesting. If your 1988 no mint mark penny has errors or unique characteristics, such as doubling or a misstrike, the value could jump substantially. Some examples have been sold for several $100s, and there are reports of coins in pristine condition reaching up to $1,000 or more in the right market conditions. Now, let's talk about the million-dollar potential. While most 1988 no mint mark pennies are worth just a few dollars, there are rare cases where a coin, especially a unique error or one in absolutely flawless condition, could reach an extraordinary value. Coins with rare varieties or errors, such as die cracks, misprints, or double strikes, have been known to skyrocket in price. In fact, there have been examples of error pennies from other years reaching up to $1 million at auctions. For the 1988 no mint mark penny, a perfectly preserved example or a coin with a rare minting error could certainly enter the conversation for high-value sales, possibly even inching towards six figures or more. Though these instances are extremely rare and would depend on the specific circumstances surrounding the coin. The key to these types of values is rarity, condition, and demand, and those factors are unpredictable. If you think you've got a rare 1988 no mint mark penny lying around, here's what to look for. Coins in excellent condition, higher grades like MS 65 and above, are far more valuable than those with significant wear and tear. Errors and variations. Look for double strikes, misprints, die cracks, or any unusual markings that could indicate the coin was struck incorrectly. These imperfections make the coin much rarer. Keep in mind that even without significant errors, some 1988 pennies in pristine condition may fetch a higher price due to limited availability. If you believe your coin is in great condition, having it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC can greatly increase its value. If you've got a 1988 no mint mark penny that you think might be valuable, consider getting it appraised by a professional numismatist or having it graded by one of the top coin grading services. They'll help you determine its condition and its potential market value. Once you've had the coin graded, you can sell it at coin shops, auctions, or online platforms like eBay. Keep in mind, rare and high-value coins will often fetch the best prices in specialized numismatic auctions. So, while the average 1988 no mint mark penny may not be worth much more than a couple of cents, those with high grades or rare minting errors can definitely be worth far more. If you're lucky enough to have one of these unique pennies in your collection, it's time to take a closer look. It might just be worth much more than you think. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1988 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more coin collecting tips and market updates. Until next time, happy hunting, and good luck with your coin collections. 1992 The Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. You may be wondering, what's so special about this coin? Well, stick around because we'll explore its current market value, why it's sought after, and how much it could potentially be worth, including its potential to reach $1 million value. To start, let's take a brief look at the history of this iconic coin. The Lincoln 1-cent penny was first issued in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. The 1992 D version of this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, marked with the D Mint mark. These pennies are part of the ongoing design series featuring Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But while these pennies might look simple, there's a lot more to them than meets the eye. Now, what sets the 1992 D apart from other pennies? In terms of design, this penny doesn't have anything particularly unique that stands out at first glance. However, the real value comes from a variety of factors, including the rarity, errors, and condition of the coin. Most 1992 D pennies are common and worth just 1 cent in face value. However, there are specific variations and error coins that can make a huge difference in price. These could be due to minting errors like doubled dies or unusual strikes, which can dramatically increase their value. So, what makes a 1992 D penny worth more than just its face value? The key lies in finding a rare variation or error. One of the most famous variations of this coin is the 1992 D close AM penny. This penny is extremely rare, and many collectors are actively looking for it. The close AM refers to the positioning of the letters A and M in America on the reverse of the coin. In the regular 1992 D penny, these letters are spaced further apart, but in the close AM version, they are positioned much closer together. This subtle difference makes it an error coin, and a highly valuable one at that. Finding a 1992 D close AM penny in uncirculated condition can mean a big payday for collectors. Coins like this one can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. If you come across one of these rare error coins, it's definitely worth keeping an eye on. Let's get into the heart of the matter. How much is the 1992 D penny worth today? Regular 1992 D Lincoln penny. A typical, uncirculated 1992 D penny in average condition is usually worth close to face value, 1 cent. However, if the coin is in excellent condition, graded MS65 or better, its value can range between 10 to 20 cents. While this isn't a huge amount, the value could increase if you find a coin that's been well preserved or has a unique characteristic. 1992 D close AM penny. As mentioned earlier, the 1992 D close AM is the key to unlocking the real potential value of this coin. In mint condition, a 1992 D close AM penny can fetch anywhere between $1,000 and $2,000, or even more if it's graded well by professional grading services. Some rare instances have even seen these pennies sell for up to $10,000 or more, depending on the coin's specific condition and the demand at the time. Now, you might be asking, can this penny really be worth $1 million? While it's unlikely that a standard 1992 D penny will ever reach that price tag, the rare, close AM, era coins could see an increase in value over time as the number of these pennies in good condition continues to dwindle. If you happen to stumble upon a well-preserved, uncirculated 1992 D close AM penny, it's not beyond the realm of possibility that, in a few decades, its value could skyrocket into the hundreds of thousands of dollars, or even break the $1 million mark. As with any rare coin, the market for these pieces is driven by collector demand and scarcity, and it's important to keep in mind that coin values fluctuate with time. Now that you're aware of the potential value of a 1992 D penny, let's go over how to identify if you've found a rare close AM coin. Focus on the letters A and M in America. If they are very close together, almost touching, then you have a 1992 D close AM penny. The value of the coin increases when it's in good condition, so make sure there's minimal wear, and if possible, keep it stored safely in a protective case. A coin that has been graded by a trusted grading service, such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, will likely fetch a higher price than one that's ungraded. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. There are other potential error coins from 1992D, such as off-center strikes or die cracks, which can increase the value of your penny. Keep your coin in optimal condition by storing it in a safe place, away from moisture or extreme temperatures. A protective coin holder or album is a great option for preserving your coin's value. To wrap things up, the 1992D Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny may not seem extraordinary at first glance, but it's a coin that holds potential for significant value, especially if you find a rare, close era penny. While most 1992D pennies are worth just face value or a small premium in uncirculated condition, those rare era coins can be worth thousands of dollars or more, depending on their condition and rarity. If you're lucky enough to find a 1992D close penny, it could even fetch tens of thousands or possibly grow in value in the future, depending on market conditions. Keep an eye on your change, and happy hunting for those valuable coins. 1997D Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin and its current market value, including why some collectors are paying serious money for this seemingly ordinary penny. Yes, you heard it right. This coin could be worth millions of dollars. Let's take a closer look at why this coin holds such high value in the world of coin collecting. Let's start with a bit of background. The 1997D Lincoln penny is a standard issue coin from the U.S. Mint that was produced in 1997, bearing the D Mint mark. This mint mark indicates it was produced in the Denver Mint. It's an ordinary coin, produced in large quantities like many pennies. However, just because a coin is mass-produced doesn't mean that it can't have a surprising value. The market for rare and unique coins is thriving, and the 1997D Lincoln penny has some fascinating potential. But first, let's discuss the standard value of the 1997D penny. In terms of its face value, the 1997D penny is worth 1 cent, just like any other penny minted for circulation. You might be wondering, what makes it special? Well, most of the time, a coin like this would be worth its face value or slightly more based on its condition. However, things get interesting when we consider the coin's potential as a rare find or due to certain errors. The first thing you need to understand is that coin values can vary significantly depending on a variety of factors such as the grade or condition of the coin is incredibly important in determining its value. A coin in pristine, uncirculated condition can be worth much more than one that has been heavily circulated and worn. The rarity of a coin plays a huge role in its price. Coins that have fewer numbers in circulation or are part of limited runs can sometimes fetch large sums, even if they were minted many years ago. This is where the real intrigue begins. Some 1997D Lincoln pennies have been known to have unique minting errors. These can include off-center strikes, doubled dies, or misprints that make the coin stand out. Errors are a goldmine for collectors, and even small flaws can cause a coin to skyrocket in value. As with all collectibles, demand drives price. Coins that are rare, historically significant, or part of a sought-after collection can fetch a much higher price than you might expect. So, can a 1997D penny be worth millions? Well, here's where the story gets really interesting. While most 1997D Lincoln pennies will not fetch more than a few cents above their face value, some can be worth much more, especially if they exhibit certain minting errors or unique characteristics. For example, if you happen to find a 1997D Lincoln penny with a major minting error, such as a doubled die or an off-center strike, the value could increase dramatically. Some rare era coins from the 1997D series have been known to sell for several $1,000s at auction, with the most extraordinary examples potentially even reaching into the millions. One of the most famous examples involves a 1997D Lincoln penny with an extremely rare error, where the mint mark, the D for Denver, was overstruck or improperly placed. This error can make the coin highly valuable, with some collectors paying tens of thousands of dollars for this rare find. If you're lucky enough to find a 1997D penny with a double die error, where the die was misaligned during the minting process, causing the image of Lincoln and the date to appear more than once, it could potentially be worth even more, reaching into the hundreds of thousands, or even the $1,000,000 mark in extreme cases. To determine if your 1997 D Lincoln penny has any special value, here are a few things to look for. Look for double dies. This is one of the most valuable errors that can increase the worth of your coin. Double dies cause the details on the coin to appear more than once, creating a blurry, ghost-like effect on certain parts of the coin. Check for off-center strikes. If your penny appears to be off-center, it could be worth more than its face value. Off-center strikes can happen when the coin isn't perfectly aligned during the minting process. Examine the condition. Even without any errors, if your 1997 D penny is in mint condition, meaning it looks almost brand new and shows no signs of wear, it could be worth more than its face value. Coins with high grades can be valuable to collectors who are seeking pristine examples. Minting variety. There are different types of Lincoln pennies with subtle variations, including different versions of the Lincoln Memorial, or even slight changes in the design. Sometimes, these varieties can have significant value. Now, you might be wondering, what's the current market value of the 1997 D Lincoln penny, especially if you think you have one with a rare error? Here's the breakdown. Standard 1997 D Lincoln pennies are generally worth only 1 cent if they are in circulated condition. Uncirculated or near mint 1997 D pennies can be worth a few dollars, depending on their condition and rarity. 1997 D pennies with errors like a double die or off-center strikes can be worth thousands of dollars. In the most extreme cases, if you have a coin with a rare error, it could fetch hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars at auction. To sum it up, while the 1997 D Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny might seem like a regular coin, it holds the potential to be worth a lot more than you think, if you have one with a rare minting error or in pristine condition. If you come across a 1997 D penny with any of the mentioned errors, it could be worth a small fortune, or even millions of dollars, depending on the rarity and demand. So, next time you're flipping through a jar of pennies, take a closer look at the 1997 D Lincoln pennies you might find. It could be worth much more than you ever imagined. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with fellow coin collectors. Until next time, keep on searching, and you never know, you might just have the next $1,000,000 coin in your pocket. 2017 D Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. While pennies are often seen as small, insignificant coins, some of them, especially rare and valuable varieties, can be worth a lot more than just 1 cent. Now, the 2017 D penny may not be the first coin that comes to mind when you think of valuable pennies, but believe it or not, some of these coins are fetching surprising prices on the market today. Stick around to learn about the 2017 D Lincoln penny, why it could be worth millions, and what you should look for if you think you might have one of these rare finds. Let's start with the basics. The 2017 D penny was minted at the Denver Mint, which is why it has the D Mint mark on the reverse side. The coin features the classic design of Abraham Lincoln, with his profile facing right on the obverse, or front side. The reverse side features the iconic shield design with the words E pluribus unum across the top and 1 cent at the bottom. These pennies are composed of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, with a weight of 2.5 grams and a diameter of 19 millimeters. The 2017 D penny is part of the United States Mint's regular annual series and was produced in large quantities. However, it's not just the general characteristics of the coin that matter. What really sets this coin apart is the potential for error or unique traits that can drastically increase its value. Firstly, like any coin, the 2017 D penny's value is determined by its rarity, condition, and the presence of any unique features. While most 2017 D pennies can still be found in circulation for their face value of 1 cent, certain varieties have been identified that are much rarer than others. These rarities are what drive up the prices on the secondary market. For example, some 2017 D pennies have been found with unique minting errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, and other rare flaws. Coins with such imperfections often attract the attention of collectors because they're considered error coins, and error coins are usually worth much more than standard coins. If you're looking to find a valuable 2017 D penny, the first thing to check is whether it has any error marks or irregularities in its design. Some of the most valuable varieties to watch out for include double die errors. A double die occurs when the coin is struck more than once, causing the design to appear doubled. These errors can be found in the lettering, the date, or the images on the coin. Double die pennies are highly sought after by collectors and can bring in significant amounts of money, especially if the error is particularly noticeable. Off-center strikes. These occur when the penny isn't positioned properly in the minting press. As a result, part of the coin's design may be missing, creating a unique, off-center image. Off-center strikes are rare and can also fetch high prices at auctions. Die cracks. Another error to look for is die cracks, which are caused when the dies used to strike the coins become damaged during the minting process. This can cause lines or cracks to appear on the coin's surface, which makes it more interesting to collectors. Other minting errors. Occasionally, you may find a 2017 D penny with other defects, such as missing details or unusual toning, which could indicate a rare error. These coins can be valuable, depending on their rarity and condition. Now let's talk about how much these rare 2017 D pennies are actually worth. As we mentioned earlier, the standard 2017 D penny is worth just 1 cent, but that's far from the whole story. The market for error coins has seen significant growth in recent years, especially for coins that are considered to be in near-perfect condition or have extremely rare features. While most 2017 D pennies are worth just 1 cent, some of the rare varieties can command prices in the hundreds, thousands, or even millions of dollars. For example, a 2017 D Lincoln penny with a noticeable double die error or a major off-center strike could be worth anywhere from $500 to $10,000, depending on its condition and the severity of the error. Coins with particularly rare characteristics, like the ones we discussed, can go for even higher prices. In the right market, with the right buyers, the value of a 2017 D penny with a significant error can skyrocket into the millions of dollars. The rarity, condition, and historical significance of the coin make it highly sought after by collectors, and bidding wars at auctions can push the price well beyond the expected range. If you believe you've found a valuable 2017 D penny, the next step is to have it professionally evaluated. The value of a coin is often based on its condition, so getting it graded by a reputable service like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, can help you determine its true worth. Once you've had your coin evaluated and graded, you can consider selling it. Online auction platforms like eBay, as well as coin dealers and specialized numismatic auctions, are great places to find buyers who are willing to pay top dollar for rare and error coins. In conclusion, while the 2017 D Lincoln penny might seem like a simple coin at first glance, it has the potential to be worth a small fortune if you find a rare error variety. Whether it's a double die, off-center strike, or some other unique flaw, these error coins can make a big difference in the market. So, next time you come across a 2017 D penny, take a moment to inspect it closely. It could be worth far more than just 1 cent. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more coin tips and valuable insights on rare finds.